English with Aurora episode. How to make English part of your life. Introduction. Hello there, my wonderful English learners. Welcome back to English with Aurora. I'm Aurora, your English teacher and friend, and I'm absolutely thrilled to have you here with me today. Whether you're listening while having your morning coffee, during your commute, or taking a well-deserved break from your daily routine, thank you for choosing to spend this time improving your English with me. You know, I often receive messages from students asking me the same question over and over again. Aurora, how can I improve my English faster? How can I make real progress? And my answer is always the same. You need to make English a part of your daily life, not just something you study for an hour or two per week. Today, we're going to explore exactly how to do that. We're going to talk about transforming English from a subject you study into a natural part of who you are. And the best part? You don't need to move to an English-speaking country or spend thousands of dollars on courses to make this happen. By the end of today's episode, you'll have practical, actionable strategies that you can start implementing immediately. We'll cover everything from morning routines to entertainment choices, from social media habits to thinking patterns. So grab your notebook, get comfortable, and let's dive into this journey together. Understanding the psychology of language learning. Before we jump into the practical tips, let's talk about something really important: your mindset. You see, many people think of English as this foreign, intimidating thing that sits outside of their regular life. They create this mental barrier where English exists in one box and their real life exists in another box. But here's what I want you to understand. English isn't a separate entity. It's a tool for communication, just like your native language. The goal isn't to become a different person when you speak English. The goal is to express the same wonderful person you already are, but in a different language. Think about it this way. When you learned to ride a bicycle, you didn't just practice riding for 1 hour every Saturday, did you? You thought about bicycles, you watched other people ride, you imagined yourself cycling around your neighborhood. The bicycle became part of your world before you even mastered it. The same principle applies to English. The more you invite English into your daily world, the more natural it becomes. And here's something beautiful that happens. When English becomes part of your daily life, learning stops feeling like work and starts feeling like living. Let me share a quick story with you. I once had a student named Maria from Brazil. Maria studied English in a traditional classroom for 3 years, but could barely have a 5-minute conversation. She felt frustrated and almost gave up. Then, she decided to change her approach completely. Instead of just studying English, she started living in English for small portions of each day. She began her mornings by thinking her to-do list in English. She changed her phone settings to English. She started following English-speaking YouTubers who talked about her hobbies. Within 6 months, Maria was having hour-long conversations with confidence. The difference? She stopped treating English as a foreign visitor and started treating it as a new roommate in her mind. Morning routines. Start your day in English. Now, let's get practical. One of the most powerful ways to integrate English into your life is through your morning routine. Why mornings? Because your brain is fresh, you're forming the day's patterns, and you're more likely to stick to habits you practice first thing in the morning. Here's how you can Englishify your mornings, and I'm going to give you options for different levels. If you're a beginner, start simple. When you wake up, instead of immediately reaching for your phone or jumping into your day, take 2 minutes to think basic thoughts in English. Today is Monday. The weather is sunny. I need to go to work. I want to have a good day. Don't worry about perfect grammar. Just think simple sentences. For intermediate learners, try narrating your morning routine out loud in English. I'm getting out of bed. I'm walking to the bathroom. I'm brushing my teeth. The toothpaste tastes minty. I'm looking in the mirror. My hair is messy today. This might feel silly at first, but it's incredibly effective for making English feel natural. Advanced learners can take this further by having actual conversations with themselves about their day. I'm looking forward to the meeting this afternoon, but I'm a bit nervous about presenting the new project. I should probably review my notes one more time. I wonder if the weather will be nice enough for a walk during lunch break. Here's another morning strategy that works for all levels. Change your phone settings to English. Yes, I know it might feel scary at first, but here's the thing, you already know where everything is on your phone. You use muscle memory for most actions. So even if you don't understand every word immediately, you'll figure it out through context. And every day, you'll understand a little more. Let me tell you about my student Carlos from Mexico. Carlos was intermediate level but felt stuck. He started changing one thing to English every week. First his phone, then his computer, then his email interface. He told me that after a month, he stopped translating in his head because English started feeling normal. That's the power of integration. Transform your entertainment habits. Now let's talk about something everyone loves, entertainment. This is where you can have fun while learning, and honestly, this might be the most enjoyable way to make English part of your life. But here's what I want you to avoid. Don't just watch English movies with subtitles in your native language. That's not integration. That's just reading your language while English plays in the background. Instead, let's be strategic about this. For beginners, start with content you already know. Watch Disney movies you've seen 100 times, but watch them in English. Since you already know the story, you can focus on the language without getting lost in the plot. The Lion King in English hits differently when you understand Timon saying, Hakuna Matata, and actually know what the surrounding English words mean. Intermediate learners should explore English content in their areas of interest. Love cooking. Watch Gordon Ramsay or Bon Appetit videos. Into fitness? Follow English-speaking fitness YouTubers. Passionate about technology? Listen to English tech podcasts. The key is choosing content you would watch anyway, just in English. For advanced learners, challenge yourself with different accents and speaking speeds. Watch British comedies, Australian documentaries, American talk shows. Listen to podcasts where people speak naturally, with interruptions and casual language. This prepares you for real-world English, not just textbook English. Here's a pro tip for all levels. Use English subtitles when watching English content. This helps your brain connect the sounds with the written words. And here's something magical that happens. After a while, you'll stop reading the subtitles because your ears will catch up with your eyes. Let me share another student success story. Jennifer from South Korea was advanced grammatically but struggled with natural speech patterns. She started watching American sitcoms, Friends, The Office, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. She'd watch each episode twice, once for fun, once for learning. She'd pause to repeat jokes and expressions. Within a few months, Jennifer's English became more natural and conversational. She learned to use humor, casual expressions, and the rhythm of natural English speech. Social media and digital integration. Let's talk about social media because, let's be honest, we all spend time there anyway. Why not make that time work for your English learning? Start by following English accounts that match your interests and level. If you're a beginner, follow accounts that post simple, visual content with short captions. Instagram accounts about daily life, simple cooking, or motivational quotes work well. The key is visual context that helps you understand the words. Intermediate learners should follow accounts that post longer content about topics you care about. If you love travel, follow travel bloggers who write detailed captions about their experiences. If you're into business, follow entrepreneurs who share insights and advice. Advanced learners can dive into Twitter threads, LinkedIn articles, and Facebook discussions. Engage with the content. Don't just scroll, comment, ask questions, share your thoughts. This transforms passive consumption into active practice. But here's something really powerful. Start creating content in English. Yes, I'm serious. You don't need to be perfect. Start small. Post a photo of your lunch with a simple English caption. Having pasta today, it tastes amazing. As you get more comfortable, your captions will naturally get longer and more complex. I have a student named Ahmed from Egypt who started posting daily photos with English descriptions. His first post was "My morning coffee. Very hot." A year later, he's writing paragraph-long reflections about life, philosophy, and his experiences. His English improved because he was using it to express his real thoughts about his real life. Change your social media language settings to English too. When you see like, comment, and share instead of those words in your native language, English becomes more integrated into your daily digital experience. Thinking in English, the game changer. Now we're going to talk about the ultimate goal, thinking in English. This is what separates casual English users from people who have truly integrated English into their lives. Most people translate from their native language to English when they want to speak. They think the thought in their native language, translate it to English, then speak. This process is slow and often results in awkward phrasing because you're using your native language's structure with English words. Instead, we want to develop the ability to think directly in English. And yes, this is absolutely possible for learners at every level. Beginners can start with simple internal commentary. When you're doing daily activities, try to think basic English words about what you see and do. Walking down the street, think car, tree, person walking, blue sky. Don't worry about full sentences yet. Just get your brain used to processing your environment in English words. Intermediate learners can practice thinking in full sentences about immediate experiences. I'm walking to the store. The weather is nice today. That dog is really cute. I need to buy milk and bread. Start with present tense descriptions of what's happening right now, then gradually add past and future tenses. Advanced learners should challenge themselves to think through complex topics in English. When you have a problem to solve, try working through it in English. When you're making decisions, have the internal debate in English. When you're reflecting on your day, do it in English. Here's a technique that works for all levels, the English inner voice. Throughout your day, let a little English voice comment on things. It doesn't have to be constant, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Just occasional English thoughts. That's interesting. I like this song. I'm feeling tired. What should I eat for dinner? Let me tell you about Lisa from Germany. Lisa was advanced but told me her English felt mechanical and unnatural. I challenged her to think in English for just 10 minutes each day. She started during her commute, thinking about her day and her feelings in English. She said it felt weird at first, like wearing clothes in a different style. But after a few weeks, those 10 minutes became 20, then 30. Lisa told me that thinking in English changed everything because her spoken English became more natural and spontaneous. Professional integration. If you work or study, your professional life offers amazing opportunities to integrate English. And in today's global economy, English skills can dramatically impact your career prospects. Start by learning English terms related to your field. If you're in marketing, learn marketing vocabulary. If you're in healthcare, focus on medical terms. But don't just memorize lists, understand how these terms are used in real professional contexts. Try to follow industry news in English. Most major industries have English language publications, websites, and influencers. This serves double duty. You stay updated in your field while improving your English. For those in international companies or dealing with global clients, volunteer for English language tasks. Offer to write the English version of reports. Participate in international conference calls. Join English-speaking professional groups online. Here's something powerful. Start building your professional vocabulary through LinkedIn. Connect with English-speaking professionals in your field. Read their posts, comment thoughtfully, share relevant articles. This exposes you to professional English in authentic contexts. I had a student named Roberto from Italy who works in engineering. Roberto started reading engineering blogs in English and joining English-speaking engineering forums online. He began commenting on posts and asking questions. Not only did his English improve dramatically, but he also expanded his professional network internationally and eventually landed a job with a multinational company. Daily vocabulary building. Let's talk about vocabulary building, but not the boring flashcard kind. We're going to talk about organic vocabulary growth that happens naturally as English becomes part of your life. Instead of studying random word lists, build vocabulary around your actual life. Make lists of words you need to describe your daily experiences, your thoughts, your feelings, and your goals. Start a word journal where you collect new English words you encounter in your daily English exposure. But here's the key. Don't just write definitions. Write how you encountered the word, use it in a sentence about your own life, and try to use it in conversation or writing within 24 hours. For example, let's say you encounter the word overwhelmed while watching an English YouTube video. In your journal, write, "Found overwhelmed in a productivity video." It means feeling like you have too much to handle. I felt overwhelmed when I saw how many emails I had after vacation. I can use this to describe how I felt last week when I had 3 projects due at the same time. Create word families around topics that matter to you. If you love food, build clusters of words around cooking, tasting, dining out. If you're passionate about fitness, develop vocabulary around exercise, health, and wellness. This approach makes vocabulary personally relevant and easier to remember. Here's a fun technique. The word of the day personal challenge. Each morning, choose one English word you want to incorporate into your day. It could be a new word you learned or an old word you want to use more naturally. Throughout the day, find ways to use that word in your thinking, speaking, or writing. Cultural integration. Language and culture are inseparable. To truly integrate English into your life, you need to develop cultural awareness and appreciation for English-speaking cultures. This doesn't mean abandoning your own culture or pretending to be someone you're not. It means understanding the cultural contexts in which English operates so you can communicate more effectively and naturally. Start exploring cultural content. Read about holidays, traditions, social norms, and values in English-speaking countries. But go beyond the surface. Try to understand humor, communication styles, and social expectations. Engage with English-speaking communities online. Join Facebook groups, Discord servers, or Reddit communities focused on your interests. Observe how people communicate, what they find funny, how they express agreement or disagreement. Learn about cultural references that come up frequently in English media and conversation. Understanding references to popular movies, songs, historical events, and cultural phenomena will make you feel more connected to English language content and conversations. Practice code switching, the ability to adjust your communication style based on context. English used in professional emails is different from English used in casual text messages, which is different from English used in academic papers. Understanding these differences makes your English more sophisticated and appropriate. Overcoming common challenges. Let's address some challenges you might face when trying to integrate English into your daily life, because I want you to be prepared and motivated to push through difficult moments. First challenge, I don't have time. I hear this a lot, and I understand life is busy. But integrating English into your life isn't about adding more hours to your day. It's about transforming activities you're already doing. You're already watching TV, using social media, and thinking throughout your day. We're just changing the language of these existing activities. Second challenge, I feel embarrassed making mistakes. This is natural, but remember you're practicing in your own space, in your own time. When you're thinking in English or talking to yourself in English, there's no one there to judge you. Give yourself permission to be imperfect. Mistakes are part of the process, not failures to avoid. Third challenge, I forget to practice. This is why integration is so powerful. When English becomes part of your routine rather than an additional task, you're less likely to forget. Start small with 1 or 2 integrated activities until they become automatic, then gradually add more. Fourth challenge, I don't see progress fast enough. Progress in language learning isn't always linear or obvious. Sometimes you're building foundations that will support breakthroughs later. Trust the process and celebrate small victories. Notice when you understand something you wouldn't have understood a month ago. Remember, every person who speaks English fluently started exactly where you are now. The difference between people who succeed and people who give up isn't talent, it's persistence and the willingness to make English a part of their daily reality. Creating your personal integration plan. Now let's create your personalized plan for making English part of your life. I want you to think about this as designing a lifestyle, not just a study schedule. First, assess your current relationship with English. How much English are you currently exposed to each day? What activities could you easily switch to English? What are your biggest obstacles? Next, choose 3 integration strategies that feel manageable and appealing to you. Maybe it's changing your phone settings, following English social media accounts, and thinking in English during your morning routine. Start with 3, master them, then add more. Set realistic expectations. Integration is a gradual process. You might feel awkward or overwhelmed at first, and that's completely normal. Give yourself at least 2 weeks to adjust to each new integration strategy before adding another one. Create accountability for yourself. Tell a friend about your integration goals, or better yet, find someone who wants to integrate English into their life too. You can support each other and share your experiences. Track your progress in a way that motivates you. Maybe you keep a simple journal noting new words you learned naturally each day, or you record voice memos describing your day in English to hear your improvement over time. The compound effect of integration. Here's something beautiful about integrating English into your daily life. The compound effect. Each small change you make creates ripple effects that accelerate your learning in ways you might not immediately notice. When you change your phone to English, you learn practical vocabulary. When you follow English social media accounts, you develop cultural awareness. When you think in English, you improve fluency. When you watch English entertainment, you train your ear. But when you do all of these together, they reinforce each other in powerful ways. The vocabulary you learn from your phone helps you understand the social media posts better. The cultural awareness from social media helps you appreciate the entertainment more. The thinking practice makes everything feel more natural. It's not just addition, it's multiplication. And here's what happens over time. English stops being something you do and starts being part of who you are. You stop translating and start communicating. You stop studying English and start living in English. Conclusion and motivation. My dear English learners, we've covered a lot of ground today, and I hope you're feeling inspired and empowered. Remember, making English part of your life isn't about perfection, it's about progression. It's not about abandoning who you are, it's about expanding who you can become. Every small step you take toward integrating English into your daily life is a victory worth celebrating. Every English thought you think, every English video you watch, every English word you use naturally in context is building your confidence and competence. The journey of learning English is deeply personal, and your integration approach should reflect your unique life, interests, and goals. Take the strategies we discussed today and adapt them to fit your world. Make them your own. I want to leave you with this thought. You already have everything you need to succeed. You have curiosity, or you wouldn't be listening to this podcast. You have dedication, or you wouldn't invest time in learning. You have the tools because we've just discussed dozens of practical strategies. Now you just need to begin. Start small, be patient with yourself, and trust the process. 6 months from now, a year from now, you'll look back at today as the moment when you stopped just studying English and started living it. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I'm genuinely grateful for each and every one of you who chooses to learn and grow through English with Aurora. Remember, I'm here to support you on this journey, and I can't wait to hear about your progress. Until next time, keep practicing, keep integrating, and keep believing in yourself. You've got this, and English has got you too. This is Aurora, signing off from English with Aurora. Take care, and I'll see you in our next episode.